The first thing I would say to people who really genuinely care about justice for Palestine is, why would anybody think that Western leaders have the best interests of Palestine at heart? It's like America saying it wants peace, yet conducting state-sponsored terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's a lie. Whether it's the Balfour Declaration and promises to help form a Jewish state, which did not consult the Palestinians at all, the British mandate walking out after the bombing of the King David Hotel, or even universal jurisdiction in this country, which largely at the behest of Israel has been effectively destroyed. Has the British government done anything in any real substance to help the people of Palestine? No, they haven't. The British government has never and will never support justice for Palestinians, and I just don't understand how anybody can't see that.
Hamas doesn't recognize the right of Israel to exist.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like the African National Congress and Nelson Mandela refusing to accept apartheid and recognize apartheid.
At the end of the day, we used to call Nelson Mandela a terrorist as well. Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan very famously said that. One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. That's pretty clear.
Just describe why the two-state solution isn't the one forward.
Let us suggest that instead of South Africa being one state, democratic, with everyone having equal rights, that the black South Africans got, say, 20% or 15% of South Africa and the apartheid system remained. Would that have been a good thing? The 1948 creation of Israel was on the back of the theft of Palestinian land. Enshrined in international law, UN Resolution 142, is the right of return. Any two-state deal inherently will include the denial of that right of return.
I say that Israel, if it wants to be a genuine partner in any kind of peace, needs to destroy its whole ideology of Zionism. Zionism that makes other people goyim.
Why would we suggest that today a two-state solution, which effectively would be the same thing, maintaining an apartheid Jewish supremacist state alongside an inferior, totally economically, militarily submissive state, which is only one false flag operation away from being pummeled? And if we look at the false flag history of Israel, whether it's the bombing of the King David Hotel, or whether it's the Levant affair, or the USS Liberty, or indeed 9/11, which has Mossad fingerprints all over it.
And Hamas, you know what? The IRA is now part of the government in Ireland, but they were the terrorists of their day as well. If Hamas had been allowed an opportunity to give the political chance, the political process an opportunity, maybe they would not be involved in violent resistance as they are. What I do know about Hamas is that they've actually done something to help their people.
Why aren't there sanctions against Israel? Israel has a nuclear weapons program to the tune of about 200 to 400 nuclear weapons, and some officials within Israel have threatened to use those weapons. Is Israel actually going to carry through that threat? Well, they certainly have the means to do so.
That's the real problem. If Israel will embrace every people, including Palestinians, equally, human rights respected across the board, then I would challenge Hamas to change its charter and say we will acknowledge Israel. But until that time, I see no difference between Nelson Mandela and Hamas in refusing to accept apartheid or the Zionist Israeli state.
Are you kidding me? We're giving arms technology to this state, which is killing Palestinians. It exterminated 92 families, entire families, in this latest mass murder in Gaza. What a disgrace that the British government continues to give technology to these people, which are committing the most atrocious of crimes against the Palestinians.
Without any doubt, I would be involved myself in violent resistance if I were a citizen of Palestine or Iraq or Afghanistan.
Israel is living on borrowed time. I have no doubt of this. The people will dictate the terms eventually because too many people are aware of the bloodbath.
I absolutely 100% defend the right of self-defense, and I will never shy away from that. I will not join the long list of embarrassments who condemn terrorism while forgetting to acknowledge that the biggest terrorist on the planet is the United States government.